mind like cherries.
In this episode, Burto's mighty GQ ute is back in the shed for a full check over after some time testing it out on the tracks. He's got a few problems to sort out, some new modifications to do, and he's giving the touring setup a complete overhaul before the next big adventure. Proudly supported by Opus, Ultimate 9, Superior Engineering, GME, Adventure Kings, Outback Tourer, and in part by...
It's another day in the shed. We are, a few days out from the Brizzy show, and I have finally completed my 1,000 Ks on the running tune for my patrol. So what we're going to do is I'm going to bring it in, we're going to change the oil, and we're going to give it a full nut and bolt check over and make sure it's all good and ready to go on a, 2,000k return trip. Because when you build a whole car from scratch, there's a lot of bolts you do. I've already found a few bolts I've left loose and I've fixed because they've been issues. Let's rip in and get the car in. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, Rita, look at ya. Everyone take a second to just have a look at the water beating off bloody Rita, mate. I've been busy driving in this thing. I had last Thursday, Friday off, a little bit of a personal injury, but I could drive, so I've been everywhere. And I've racked up, I've done 1,400 Ks. So, meant to do the 1,000k oil change. I'm gonna rip that out today. So, let's get this bad boy up. Beautiful, bang on, full. As you'd expect, brake fluid is full. The clutch fluid is also full. The power steering on this. A little bit of milky condensation on the top of that. I'll give that a wipe out. It's full. And then my overflow, right where I left it, it's about halfway. So it's got room to pump in and it's also got room to push it out. I'll go to the other side. We'll just have a physical check of the airbox. I haven't really done too many dusty drives, so I will probably won't have to check it, but we'll check for water getting sucked into the bottom of the box. So it looks like there's a very small amount over here. I'm going to pull the lid off just to check exactly how much, if it's over on this side of the box or if the filter's wet. It's always good with a new setup, new snorkel, new intake, make sure, just to know what it's going to do. So next time I drive in heavy rain, I can go, probably going to get a little bit. But I also want to put like a Donaldson vacuator. So like the same as Tyler's airbox, it's like a little vacuum duckbill. And when the car's on, it sucks shut and seals, so you can do water crossings. When you turn it off, it opens up, it lets the water out. So let's have a look in here.
And, well, you wouldn't believe it, Burto has done what he always does and actually not plugged the microphone in properly and lost sound on the main camera for the next couple of hours of him working. So I'll do my best to try and commentate what's going on. First up, wheel bearing check.
I'm just going under the car currently, checking on stuff. Shocks, tight. These, tight. I went and got a wheel alignment the other day. My boy Damo from Lights, Tyres and Auto sorted me out. Tail shaft space is still on there. I need to put a zip tie on this so this doesn't come down and hit my drive line. So I'll zip tie that up to there. Everything's tight. An easy way to see if it's not is, use your hand, give it a grab, but if anything's loose, there's normally a dirty, dusty, rusty mark under stuff, which there's not on any of this. Obviously, my car's dirty. I've been using it, but there's no oil leaks, no coolant leaks. She's beautiful. I just want to check these engine mounts because I don't know how tight I did them, and I think I could probably do them a smidge tighter. Wheel bearings are good, steering's good, and then I might end up greasing the unis, and I gotta go check the back of the car open. But I'm gonna do the front stuff before I forget it, and I'm gonna come back to you. As you can see, I've got no diff breathers yet. I'm done, but I'm not done. I just wanted to get the Ks up and finish the little jobs after. So I'm gonna check these oils because one, I've put new lockers in. I should probably do 1,000k oil change on the first round of bearings going through at least the rear locker, and the transfer case was also rebuilt. So fresh oil at 1,000 with the engine, everything should probably get fresh oil, which you normally don't do all of it at 1,000, but when you put new bearings and stuff, it's good practice. The front is a little bit dirty, so I will change the front. I'm gonna leave that bung loose, go check all the rest, and then I'm gonna start draining, filling, draining, filling, draining, filling. I'll do all of them that need doing. Hard to get me and you changing oil, so I shoot it up in the cavity and you can get my forehead. I've just ran off, got oil filters. Oil catcher goes here. What do we reckon it is? It's 19 mil, 21. I've gone for the 19. It's definitely a 21 or 22. 22. I'm gonna crack it. Nylon, I've got this, which is oil sample for catching oil. You fill it in, vehicle, make, the oil brand, the viscosity, total hours, so then they can log it all down and you can see what's in there. We put this in a container, send it back, they'll give us a little analysis on the oil. Remove sump plug, and after 10 to 20 seconds, place the sample bottle in the oil stream. So I'm gonna let the first bit out and then catch a bit in the middle. 1, 2, 9, 10. So now let's get some oil, let that fully drain, bang the lid on this. Black diesel oil, straight off the rip. And I'll continue with my service and then we'll come back to filling in the details on that. I'm gonna do the oil filters from up top. While I'm up there, I need to tighten up the T-piece for the oil pressure sensor that I've put in. It's got a little weep. I just didn't do it tight enough when I did it, which for good reason. If you do them too tight, crack the housing because they're a tapered thread. It's a $2,000 housing, so I was probably a little bit too cautious with that one. GQ Patrols, TD42s, even GUs, all TDs have 2 oil filters. Give it a little twist. Once it starts leaking, make sure your catch tray's in the right spot. It just hits the front of the pinion, so I'm just gonna wind it slow so it doesn't swing and flick everywhere. That's one oil filter off. Oh, that one's a bit tighter. I've got an oil filter tool. They do grow on when they get heat in them. That's why you can't crank them super tight to start with. Oil filter removal tool, SB tools, mate. Got it cracked. Now, just wind it out with the hand. If you go slow, you don't get it all over your starter motor. It can cause starter motors to die slowly if you do. Got the second one out. Got another oil filter. It's got the plastic on it, so you know there's no debris inside the filter. I'm gonna get some of the old oil on my finger. Put this puppy back on. Just a little nip, that's all you need. So this was originally a silver top. It's got 2 oil filters the same. The late models have 2 oil filters different, the short ones. And the bigger one, I'm pretty sure potentially it's for EGR pipe that goes around. So just shorter to clear it. The only other tip is with this, make sure your O-ring doesn't stick on there and then you put it on your double O-ring because it'll piss oil out. And just, yeah, lube the O-rings up. Just got a little nip on him. So now let's get some engine oil. Time for oil going in. Back with the Nylon Premium Mineral 2050. Just what I'm going in, it's an old diesel. A few people ask me why 2050. It's what I've got here on the shelf. That's a full premium mineral with no extra bloody spazz. That's 5 litres. So they take 10, 10 and a half, 11-ish. We'll get 10 in, we'll start it, let the oil filters will get oil pressure, it'll fill up, and then I'll recheck it once it's settled. So it's full on the stick for now, but let's start it up. They're pretty big oil filters. They're gonna suck a little bit down. We got oil pressure, gauges all went up. Just gonna get a quick check straight off the rip and then I'll let it run back all down. That is probably halfway on the stick. We'll give it a minute. So it's been a couple minutes. Boom, it's bang full. While I was waiting, I took the oil filter apart. So now I have these 2 oil filters. Rip them open because you want to see in between here if there's anything going wrong in your engine. This is where it catches it in all of here. Rip it all off, pull it apart and have a look. Brand new engine. Might have a little bit of bits and pieces from running, but it doesn't look like it's got anything, to be honest. The boys that do these engines do a tip-top job. Pull out. That's the filter, metal cage, and it has all of this. In there is where all the metal catches. If you got any funny coloured gold little pieces, mate, it's not ideal. So you might think, oh, it's just a little oil filter. How's that gonna filter so much? This is how much it actually when you unravel it. There's absolutely bloody nothing in there, which is a good sign. Engine was cleaned properly before assembled, then machined nice, and then re-cleaned, and then final assembly, there was no junk and gunk and everything was the right size and nothing's interfering and making any sparkly metal dust. So props to the boys, they've got it down pat. I didn't doubt them, I was just showing you what you can check. So if you have like a big end knock or some sort of knock start in your car, change the oil, grab your filter out, rip it apart like this, and if it's got a bunch of stuff in it, you know you've got something going on. So now that I have the service done on this car, oil's changed, it is ready to go and get, and I've done the Ks, it is ready to go and get it tuned, but I can't get it done before I go away to the Brizzy show, which is like either tomorrow or the next day. So what I'm going to do is clean the car up a bit so it looks nice at the show and give it a little bit of protection before I go on to Morton Island. And my best idea to do that, I'm not sponsored or anything, this is just what I've asked a few of the boys what the good stuff is and what we should use. I've got 4-wheel drive detail chassis shield, so I'm going to go up, I'm going to clean off whatever dirt I can, and then I'm going to put this on. I've got the Pro Series, it's the more expensive one. First step, car up, and let's have a little bit of a clean. Now the car's up, I'll show you under the car, give you a bit of a look at the state of it. Dirt is on everything, that's all nice. I need to get a bit of this off, clean it all off, and then chassis spray it all. But also, change the oil filters, right? Boom, all over this, all over this, all over this. I've even missed the bucket a little bit. So that's a TD42 every time you service it. Fun little situation you get. But let's rip in, get some of this cleaned up, and then move on to the underbody protection.
I'm still young, wasting my youth. I'll grow up next summer. I'm back on those drugs I quit. I kept my dealer's number. I'm still young, wasting my youth. I'll grow up next summer. I'm back on that girl I quit. I should have lost her number.
With the ute all cleaned up and dry, it was time to apply the chassis shield spray to give all the vital components that extra protection for longevity.
Feeling my heartbeat. She's spilling a drink all on my car seat. She'll get attached and then trap me. Then I gotta act like I'm happy.
The next day on his way to the Brisbane 4-wheel drive show, Burto actually stopped in at Sleek As Protective Films to get a full Bush Wraps PPF on the GQ to try and protect that nice paint on the upcoming trips.
Back on those drugs I quit. I kept my dealer's number. I'm still young, wasting my youth. I'll grow up next summer. I'm back on that girl I quit. I should have lost her number.
And then we spent the next few weeks on the road at the Brisbane 4-wheel drive show and tackling some tracks with the freshly built ute. Worked out what was and wasn't working and a few changes to make back at home in the shed.
Boom, boom. So it's another day in the shed. I'm actually back working on the ute today. I've got a couple of things I need to work on. So I've had some issues with lower rear mounts on the diff for my falling arms. We never changed them. They're just the factory mounts that are square, as in your arms normally go forward. I think my car's got that much flex. I didn't exactly set the heims to rotate in a full arc. And they've ended up binding in the mount on the diff, and they've actually cracked and nearly fallen off the diff, the actual factory mounts. So Kinsella has sent me new mounts to, cut the old ones off, heavy duty, and they're angled to suit the 4-link. This isn't something that happens all the time. It's just something where I overlooked it in the setup. So now I need to fix it before I go away. This weekend, I'm going away on a boys trip. Not even just a boys trip, but just like a social wheeling trip. And I've gone full sports mode. I've got no tray sides on. I've got no rooftop on. I'm full sports mode, light. I think it's about 2.5 ton as it is. Let's get this fixed. So now I've got the wheels off. Gives me a whole bunch more access to these. And as you can see, they're pushed over, and ignore my shitty welds because this always broke when I was in the middle of doing something. I just zoomed in and spat a weld on it. It had fully cracked along here, started to crack along here. The whole inside edge is all bloody boogered up too. So I need to get these ones off, and then I've got some nice new ones from Kinsella to fix this problem. I'm gonna bang them on. let's check this out on the car. These ones mount something like this. So the original ones were like straight. Now these ones are like this. That's the same angle that the arm is going to be. Boom, straight into it. I'll get that welded up, and then I'll get that welded in. Right, it's time to weld this one out. I fucking welded it to the vise. I thought, damn, that weld was going for a minute. I've got these ones here, which they're angled, where the original ones were like this. And they're also like 6 mil, so they're way stronger. All right, so another day in the shed. Next little mod I've got, finally, is floor mats. These are like ARB premium floor mats. They're molded specifically for the GQ. They do them for a whole make and different bunch of cars, but I reckon they look really good. It's probably the best floor mat I've ever seen for a GQ. They're actually pretty hard to get a good floor mat for, so let's go bang these in the car. All right, so if we have a look in here, we've got really nice interior, no floor mats. And I've been on like 2 or 3 trips, and look at them, my carpet is already shagged. So, I wish I had these from the start.
Better late than never.
Better late than never. So obviously I've got aftermarket ones of these. I think with factory ones they sit like bang on this, but I reckon that goes all the way up here, sits over the footrest, avoids the accelerator pad. They look real nice. They look like it'd be real easy to just sweep the shit out. All right, and then this side obviously I've had no passengers while off-roading, so spotless, other than a couple of little grains of sand. Boom, there we go, look at that. Straight in, fits bloody beautifully. I reckon it looks better than the carpet. All right, as you've all seen, I've been using the ute in full sports mode. That means no rack, no rooftop, no awning or anything. Pretty much just like this, because I've been doing a few extreme off-road trips with the boys, which I want my car to be as light as it can, and I don't want to be damaging any of my, nice camping setups. I had a bit of a problem getting it off. One of the bolts was seized. I used stainless bolts and didn't use any anti-seize on them, so that's my bad, but they're also like very tight tolerances, so I'm going to drill some holes out slightly bigger, get it remounted, and then I'm going to get my rooftop all on there, because me and the boys, it's not a trip with Tyler, but we're going on a trip. It's up in the air, whether it's the desert or it's Cape York, and I leave in a couple of days, so we're sort of just depending on road closures and fuel out in the remote places, whether we go that way or we go north. So I want to have a nice setup anyway. I've got another fridge to put on the back, rooftop, I've got an awning, I've even got a nice little kitchen setup. My main struggle was with the ones on the front of the headboard. Drill them out a whole size bigger. So there's them. I think the bottom ones are all fine, it's mostly just these ones. Now the little bolts I'm using will go straight through this and start in the thread, hopefully. Hey, don't you cross-thread them. This ain't going to be the big tap debacle 2.0. Alright, so next thing up, I've got the rack on. I'm going to get it ready for the rooftop. I'm waiting for Tyler because that thing is heavy, he's just ducked out. So I'm thinking that I pull this AK-55 on the slide off, and I've actually got a King's 85 Stay Cool Mark II upright, and I'm going to put that here instead. I'm pretty sure it's the perfect height to fit under the rooftop. Pull this off, pull the slide off, and then hopefully the upright will make it so I can get into my fridge. Everyone will stop telling me I need to get a drop-down slide, even though everyone should already know by now a drop-down slide doesn't work because I've got tray sides. I get that many messages, people telling me I need a drop-down. So, brother, relax. I'm using it, no worries. Oh, yeah. Now that I've got the old fridge off, before I can put the new fridge on, I need to get the new rooftop mounted, and I've got a nice new upgrade, brand spanker. Bottom of the cardboard's under it, I think. All right, so how I had the first one mounted wasn't really the best. It kept moving. So I'm gonna get a little piece of for 32 MB. I'm gonna bend it up so that the bracket goes out and I can get a better clamp on it, because the front end I had only just clamped and it was not ideal. So I've got this, I've already marked the center line so I can do both bends on the same radius. So let's get 2 90s in this. It's one bend, I just eyeballed it, it's close to 90. They don't have to be perfect, it's just got to mount to that thing so then I can clamp under it properly. I can even cut these down and have it a little bit closer. It's just too short where it is. All right, so I'm up here, I've got the thing bent. Now I need to figure out where I want it. I want it roughly in the middle, so I'm just gonna go off this. Now I've got marks where it's gonna sit. We'll get some paint off, a shower Tyler and some sparks. Before I weld that fully on, I want to sit this up, make sure it's in the right spot. I don't have to go left or right. Hopefully it doesn't break off. I've only put 3 tacks on it. Boom. I was going to say, if you can, well, you just man into it there, mate. Yep, it's down, so just pivot it like that. All right, so I've got the rooftop sitting up there with the bar just tacked on. I thought, while we've got it all there, it's not set in stone, let's put the fridge up there, see if it actually fits, see if I need to move anything. I can't have it all the way back, but that's all right, because it leaves me a little storage nook where I can like put a chair in and it's not gonna fly around the back of the tray. I like it. Look at that, mate. Oh, you want a beer? You want a beer, boys? See that? Oh, I don't need a step to get in there. The whole thing, mate. Little tippy toes on that. Oh, you need some milk for your cereal? Boom. Look at that, mate. Oh, you need some hard solos for the slushy machine. Boom. Off we go, boys. See that? Right, Kings, the fridge for me. Boom. Ladder comes in a nice bag. That's a nice ladder. It's got angled bits for your feet to go on so you don't hurt your feet climbing up. All right, and when you get the Bacteria Plus 10, they actually come with a 230 watt Roam Gear glass panel. This is a really good panel, 10-year warranty on it. So I'm gonna get this unboxed, pull the brackets off the roof, and we'll get this fitted to the tent. All right, next step of getting the solar panel fitted, pull these brackets off, put the panel upside down, bolt the brackets on, and then we'll flip it over, put it on. Like cherries, sweet, I'm a big dog. My feet bleed from dancing. Like you're my big dog. All right, so as you can see, it comes with these nice brackets with all their logo and everything. Nice little bit of air going under the panel so it keeps ventilated and working properly, doesn't overheat. That's the solar panel installed. Let's get on to putting the awning on. So next mod up, I have an Outbacteria 270-degree awning with a zipper at the back so I can climb straight up out of the rain into my tent. They even make it nice and easy, and I've got rooftop specific 270 brackets, and they go under the tent so they can't just bend and leverage down because they're supported along the bottom. So these are a really nice bracket. Got my bag full of stuff. All right, so next step, I'm putting the King's fridge, the upright, over there. I'm gonna get it mounted properly so it's nice and stable while I'm on the road. I was just thinking, you reckon I sink this in? Like, you know how the other one copped it? This one won't cop it. And it's technically, like, I'm gonna bolt it down, but it's like, it's wedged. So like it's stable. And then I'll be able to open it this much without even getting my tray side out. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So they give you these really nice little L brackets. There's already 2 screws on each corner over here, and these are the perfect height for it. So then I can just put a bolt down through the tray, right in those sections. I reckon a couple of Alan's favourite roofing screws through the tray. Unless I drill a nut and bolt, but roofing screw the world, mate. I've got tent on, awning on, fridge on. I've got it turned on, it is cooling down. Gonna let that run, get down to temp. Until then, let's move on to the next thing, which is my kitchen setup. So I'll give you a look at that. All right, so my new kitchen is in this box, so let's rip in. So I don't know if any of you have seen, but this isn't just a regular space case. This is a kitchen from Ozterrain. If you open this up, I'm gonna unwrap everything, I suppose, but I suppose we can walk through it at the same time. So, space case, fully sealed. They come already pre-set up. So they come with your kitchen utensils. There's a sink here. You might be thinking, damn, how are you gonna get water out of a tap? And then I'm pretty sure this side, you have 12-volt power for a pump, and then you have water in. So you give it water, you give it 12 up. You got a nice kitchen sink that you can use. And then, yeah, have a look in there, you got a little pump. And then on this side, lift this one up, we got fry pan, your gas cooker, your water connection hose. You got everything you need locked away, dust free. So for anyone that doesn't have a canopy, this is a pretty good setup.
I'm still young, wasting my youth. I'll grow up next summer. I'm back on.
Now that I've got this set up here, I think this is a good spot for it. It's obviously a bit tall, but I'm a short ass, so there's not much you can do about that. But the bonus to these are, if you go, hey, I don't want to use this just here, you just lift it up, doesn't weigh too much. You go put it on a table, anywhere at camp, or if you want to go hard wheeling with the boys, you can take a full kitchen set up and just leave it at camp, because you know, we don't normally eat through the day. If we do, we pack snacks. Nice little addition to the ute, I reckon. Turn it into a real tourer. Now we got it all on, we're outside, in the sun for once. Let's set it all up and have a look at it. See how nice that is, mate? Gee. This may be the only awning that I'm tall enough to reach over. Up here. That's an awning. It's a bit lower than what it is on a normal car just because it's mounted to my rooftop and I've got it under my roof. But it's fine for me, but I reckon if Tyler or someone comes along, I reckon I'd have to jump to hit that. I fit, you're fine, just
fit.
But also you remove that leg, get another inch.
So this awning's got inbuilt lights.
Yeah, it is freestanding, but then also it has these, so if it does get windy, you can pull these down, peg them down.
It's got your little water things, so
yeah, it's got the
to
little
help water
things,
run off
poke them up. Boom, so we don't get a big pool and a saggy awning, because no one likes pulled up saggy awning. Rooftop 10 edition, right? They come with zippers, D-zips or no D-zips, depending what you want. It's actually Velcroed, so it doesn't just look floppy. And that's how you get into your rooftop tent. You can pin him up. And so now we're gonna go rooftop, get me ladder ready. Also, because that's so low, I'm on a big angle, but that's fine. Latch, and another latch. If you're a short ass like me, come up here. Lift him up. And, you know, obviously the rooftop and the awning do not interfere with each other. They work together flawlessly. It's a pretty nice setup.
Now, what is this rooftop tent like? I know it's an Outback Tourer.
So this is an Outback Tourer. It's their premium X-hinge. So as you can see, it's got the X-hinge here, which allows for a window at the front, a window at the side, and that gives you way more headroom. So if you're tall and you want to sleep head that way, you actually can. Where the ones that aren't X-hinged, they're really tight on that end. And if you're really tall, you'll hit your feet or your head, so.
And what else? It looks like it's got a couple of lights in there and a couple of pockets and that.
Yeah, here, let me get this thing set up first. I'll give you the full tour. We have an extra window here, so you can get a little bit more airflow. Obviously, these are really good canvas, stop the midges from coming in, they're really fine, but you can still see out, you still get wind through it. 360-degree lighting inside, and then we have in the back corner, you can't see, but there is a power box which has USB-A, USB-C, SIG lighter. We have this, which, you know, nice, everyone knows, put your iPhone or your iPad in here, you can lay here, watch movies, hands-free. Nice soft mattress.
Looking good. That's all the upgrades nearly done to this thing. You got to rewire a few lights and she's ready for some big adventures.
Got to rewire a few lights. Everyone knows I really like my lights for my camp setup.
Looking back on when we first met.